Hello, my name is Taylor Romeo, and I'm going to be interviewing Mia Ryan today. So, our problem that we're talking about today has to deal with food waste and saving money because as we've just been exploring this topic, we found that a lot of individuals waste a substantial amount of food and therefore money, like every week or so when they go after they go to the store and everything. So, and we also found that produce was the thing that kept popping up over and over again as a thing that people always had to throw away. So, our solution and our product for this is a drawer that you put in your fridge and you open it up and it will scan what the fruit is, and then once it tracks like what the fruit is and everything, this connects to an app. And there's also sensors within this fridge that that detect the amount of ethylene gas that's being produced with each individual fruit and tracks how long it has until it goes bad. And it also will adjust the temperature to each individual compartment, as you can see here, because each fruit goes in a different compartment, so that way it can test it better. But yes, that's our product.
That's great. Am I allowed to ask questions?
Yes, please do. Please ask
Okay.
questions, share thoughts.
Who would be your desired target market for this product?
So, hopefully just anyone who has a fridge and is looking for a way to reduce their food waste and help to save money. Obviously, it's going to be an investment for an investment.
Yeah.
But
and what are you
as
planning on pricing this product as?
we have not gotten to that point yet. Also,
Okay.
we're also hoping to, yes, sell to individuals, but I think the main goal would be to sell it to fridge manufacturers in general, and then just have this already implemented in a lot of fridges. But
I really like that idea. Yeah.
thank you.
What type of fridges would you be implementing it in? Would it be more high end, low end? I think it is very important to look at the target segments that
Yes.
you're going to be selling to in your demographics. So is this a luxury item, or is this something that will be mainstream and everybody will have access to?
Well, given I'm not 100% sure on like the pricing of what the sensors and the AI technology will be, obviously a big problem is like the whole saving money aspect of things. But like I was saying, the initial upfront cost will probably be a little more expensive, so that's why we're planning on producing more minimal, like less high-tech products as we go along, but this is just the first base one.
Yeah.
That we
And
have.
what differentiates your product from, let's say, an app that can use AI to scan fruit and tell you if it's gone bad, or just somebody being able to use their own intuition to tell when the fruit is going bad?
So I feel like, especially from our interviews, we've heard that like people, they just kind of like forget about their produce, and then this way, like I said, kind of goes on with the app, identifies it, but it also regulates temperature and makes it a little bit like cooler and cooler as it's like getting more ripe to help preserve it for a longer period of time.
A suggestion I would make with that is having a feature to send you notifications saying
Yeah.
3 days more. I think that
Yes.
would be a great part of the product.
That I must have forgotten to mention that, but that's like another big part of this container.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna start with like, like unripe, like, and then fresh, and then perfect to eat, and then kind of like going bad, and then once it's on like the going bad stage, it's gonna suggest that you like move it to your freezer if you're not gonna eat it within the next couple days. And we're also thinking that this app will suggest like recipes that you can use if like you just don't want to eat it straight up for some reason. And then plus some recipes call for more like ripe things like bananas, for example. So
Yeah, I was actually about to suggest that banana bread, you make it with overly ripe bananas. I think that would be a great product feature to have. This sounds like a very promising product. I'm very interested to see how you implement it mainstream wise into the market. That's a great job, Taylor.
thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, do you have any further suggestions?
That's a great question. Let me think about that. I mean, obviously, I would suggest also looking into other markets such as restaurants and maybe Amazon and places that do delivery of groceries, or maybe more high-end grocery stores that you can make sure that their products are going to be the freshest when they're selling to luxury customers and people who are willing to pay higher prices for fresh produce. I would say especially implementing it in like high-end luxury restaurants to make sure that their customers are getting the freshest produce, and them, I think creating something like a sort of banner or symbol that people and customers can look at and say, hey, our fruit is tested by this product, it is at the freshest it can be, so people are convinced on one scale or another, just psychologically, that they're getting the freshest produce.
That's a really good suggestion. Thank you so much. Yeah, I will definitely we will definitely
The
be.
question is, what country are you going to start selling this product in? And if it is America, why America versus a different country who may struggle even further with food waste?
That's a really great question. I think we were originally just thinking like, since we're in America, selling it to Americans and everything. And I've heard the people we've interviewed have been from America, and they all experience, or all the people we've interviewed experience like waste when it comes to produce. But it could also be a very interesting thing to promote, and even like, I know you're saying more like luxury atmospheres, but maybe places that need it more than anyone else to like
I
help.
think on another end to that, with food waste, it seems to be a problem with economic status as well.
Yes.
And people being able to obtain fresh food. It's such an unfortunate place that, products that can, help stop this issue tend to cost more money. So I would
Yeah.
love to see if you would be able to implement to, maybe lower class residents who struggle with getting fresh food versus a market who already has easy access to fresh food.
So our suggestion, this is getting a little off of just this product, but for our like minimal viable product, we were thinking of doing something with stickers that you'd be able to put on your fruit, and then they like change colors over time based on how much like ethylene gas is being produced. So then it'll see like, okay, like, oh, it's turning, let's say, bright pink. Okay, it's time to eat this.
And I have one more question with that, but then I think I'll be done with this. When it comes to the subject of like lower income people trying to obtain fresh fruit, is there an issue with them even having the fresh produce in general? Is this a product that they can even use if they don't maybe have as much access to fresh produce? And would you be able to help with this problem as well? Or are you just more looking at the middle class, upper class market for this?
I think with this specific product, since it probably will initially, like, it's obviously going to cost more than just like a normal drawer in your fridge. Hopefully not by too much, but it probably is more so aimed at middle class, upper class individuals, and it'll still help them save money in the long run. It's the people who are eating and consuming the most produce. But if this was able to be like mainstream and just like put into fridges in general, hopefully it would allow for families to be able to consume more produce because they know that it will last longer and it won't be a waste of money for them to buy them.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Well, that's all my questions. Do you have any questions for me? I think the product is a great idea.
Thank you. I was just gonna ask any final thoughts.
I think that's it. I think this has a lot of potential. I think figuring out, your target segments and your differentiation and a couple of those things, then that product will be ready and great to run.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you too.